Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Franchise Hour, episode 11 of season 4. Today, we have a very interesting guest. I really like this guy. I know him already for quite some time now. And he has a very, very interesting business. And most of you most likely know it already and have tried it and like the taste, like most of us who have a sweet tooth, like the products of the company. We have the founder here with us. And the one I'm talking about is Attorney Karlo Cruz. Welcome to the show for today.
Hello,
And
welcome.
he is the founder and creator and the man behind Don Benito's Native
Yeah,
Delicacies. All right.
yes.
Okay. Carlo, you operate the biggest native delicacies business in the Philippines. How many
Yeah,
outlets do you have? How many outlets
you
do you have as
know,
of
I didn't know that, but for the time being, we have 320 branches.
320
20
branches?
branches.
That
Yes.
sounds excellent. And I
Yes.
know it's all out through Luzon, diba? Throughout Luzon.
Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So we
Correct.
have in Cebu, and
Yeah.
we have in Davao. We were supposed to be expanding in Jensan before the pandemic came. So uh, now we temporarily stopped expanding, but we are expanding our product line.
That's good also. That's good also. Especially in the pandemic, people want probably more
Yeah.
choice also. Diba?
Mm.
Especially when it's delivered. Diba? So definitely it's a good idea to choose. You actually, as your name says, Attorney Carlo, you actually a lawyer. Why did
Yes.
you why did you actually, and I remember you when I met you the first time, you actually worked in the Bureau of Fire.
Yes. Yes. I'm a
Right?
certified fireman.
Yeah, you were the Region 7 of the fire, how you call it? Bureau of
Yes.
Fire.
Yes. Before Region 3 and then Region 7.
All right, good, good.
Uh,
But you decide to go into this kind of business.
yes.
How
Yes.
did that one come? From lawyer
You know,
to cassava cake.
my heart is really in business because I grew up in the public market of Blooming Treat, High Mayor Isco. So, so I grew up in Blooming Treat Public Market. My dad and my mom are sidewalk vendors. So that's how I learned how to do business. And so
Okay,
I tried to become a lawyer, and I was not that happy. So I go back to business. Uh,
all
I
right.
I don't like arguing, and I don't like fighting. So I don't like to have many enemies. I just like cool fun. So I think lawyering is not for me. So I like producing things. So I like cooking. I went back to cooking and managing the business.
So do you have cassava running in your DNA?
No, because it's a new product because it was started by my dad before, and then when I went to government service, he told me that you don't be involved in any focus in government. I'll give you a branch, so you can support your family. So he gave me two branches. That is where it all started. When uh, when it becomes too difficult for me to mix my time for government and for business, I I chose the business with my wife. So uh, we teamed up with this business.
When did you start Don Benito's? What year was that?
Yeah.
What year
Huh?
did you start? What year did you
We
start?
start to 2009
29. So you're now 12 years
March
old.
12. Yes,
12
12
years.
years old.
12 years. Excellent.
I
Okay,
met
and
you. I
300.
met you. We were I think 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Did
Mindanao
you
Avenue.
in Mindanao Avenue, the small office? Yeah. So you saw us. You saw our company
How you grew.
expand.
Correct,
Yeah,
exactly. Actually, how did you come to the name Don Benitos? It's a very unique name. How did you come to
yes,
that one?
because we have our second name is Benito. My dad, me, and my great grandfather is Benito Garcia. He's from Pampanga. So, uh, and my grandfather is named Donato, and I am a grandfather's boy. I like to believe I am the favorite grandson. So I mixed up my two grandfathers and our names. So Don from Donato and Benito. And plus, it's my dream to be rich.
That's
So let's
that's
start with
everybody's
the
dream.
name. Yeah, let's start with the name. Oh, so
Okay,
that's where the name came from.
that's an excellent story. Let's take a look at the products you have. So this is your logo, actually, the Don Benito's logo.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Clear.
all right. Tell us a little bit about each of the products what you have, without, of
Yeah.
course, giving us
Yeah.
your secrets, Deva, but just to let us a
Yes.
little bit know about each of the products.
Yes. This is the world famous intergalactic cassava cake. So I hope some astronaut will take this to space. But this is made from 100% cassava root tuber. We don't use flour, so it's natural, and I think it's gluten free because we don't use any flour. It's 100% pure cassava. So sometimes you can feel the threads sometimes because it's made from the original ingredient. You know? Yeah. This is peachy peachy. This is also from cassava, and this is one of my favorite meriendas when I was growing up. Before Rudolph, when I was growing up in the market, kakanin and these kinds of food are being peddled in the streets. Those were my merienda. So that's peachy peachy is 100% pure cassava, and we use high quality cheese, as you can see.
Yeah. What's actually the meaning of the word pichi pichi? Any idea?
No,
No? Okay.
no, but it
That's the
originated
name.
somewhere in Pampanga,
Mm.
you know.
Okay.
So, and because we have roots in Pampanga, so I go there. I
Mm.
saw that. I learned how to cook it. So, cooking pichi pichi is a laborious task, you know.
Mm.
Uh, that's why many people buy them because it's delicious and it's difficult to make.
Yeah,
It
I
involves
believe
a lot
that.
of time.
Yeah, I like the eating part of it. Yes,
Yeah.
it's it's really good. It's my favorite actually
I thank you, thank
among your product lines. Beside of the cassava cake and the lychee
you, thank
plant,
you.
I have three favorites. Okay.
You
Yes.
know the
Yeah.
leche flan, before we
Yes.
launched that leche flan, I gained around 20 pounds for tasting because the leche flan came about because my grandmother is a wholesaler of eggs in Blooming Treat public market. She is known as Aling Maming of Blooming Treat public market. So when I was young, I know how to make the recipe,
All right.
and it's made of a 100% egg yolk. We don't use the white.
Oh, yeah, that's good
That's why
for.
I admit it's very simple, but
Right.
don't eat too much, but it's delicious.
Yes, very true. Very
uh,
true.
uh,
Then we have the
yes. This is inutak.
you know
This is
yes.
a rice delicacy. It's a bit, uh, we deviate from the cassava because this is one of our favorite uh, rice delicacy. It originated from the municipality, I think, of Pateros. So in Marikina area, in Pateros area, this is where before I buy this inuta. And we pair it with our partner, Alaska. So I think until now we are partnered with Alaska. When you buy inuta, you dip it with Alaska condensed milk. Really, really good.
I'm sure of that.
Yes, and this is ubinito. The original recipe of this came from the uncle of my wife. So this is my wife's family recipe, the ube. Uh, there was a time that when her tito is making this when I was still courting my wife. That's why that's the history of that ubinito. And it's made from 100% ube. We don't use any extender.
Excellent.
This is our new product which originated only this pandemic, because at the start of the pandemic, just like any other businessman, uh, I'm on the verge of breaking down because of uncertainty. I think many entrepreneurs experience that. So because of that panic, we remembered we have a recipe, an heirloom recipe for buko pie, which is my the sister of my wife knows. And then we developed it, and she developed it into Sorpresa Bake Shop, which is located in Baliwag, Bulacan. So she is the one supplying us with that delicious product. So I hope you can taste it. You don't need to go far. So those who are from the north can now experience the good taste of the buko pie. Yeah. This is our Supremo brand. This our ice cream is made with real cassava. So the flavors of our ice cream are locally inspired. So we have cheese. We have mac and cheese. It's makapuno and cheese. So that's why we call it mac and cheese, the local version. And melon, our best seller is the melon. I think there are only uh, a few ice cream makers that are doing the melon flavor. That is our store. Uh, we haven't changed the store design for many years because we see it as effective, especially now that we only have one employee per store, and it's a lot safer for her and the customer.
That's correct. And of course, you can have it delivered.
Yes, yes, yes. We already have now, because of the logistics business nowadays, you can order through our Facebook page, and our staff will assist you on how they can deliver the products. Because there are many localities that they have local logistics. Just like in Bulacan, they have order mo, order mo logistics. So we facilitate the ordering and then have it delivered. And then we have Grab, and in addition to Grab and Food
Food
Panda.
Panda.
Yeah.
Carlo, you operate nationwide. Since the delicacies are sensitive in
Yeah,
nature
yeah.
and also short span, lifespan, diba? How do you actually
Yes,
handle how do you handle production and logistics?
yes. Production is made. It is made every morning. Uh, every 3 a.m. in the morning it's made, and then it is delivered around 7 to 10 a.m. in the morning. And the products are discarded the next day.
Hmm. So
So,
anything unsold
and
is
yes,
thrown out.
yeah, yeah.
And you have
So Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So we make sure that the products are disposed of every day. So that's the difficult part of our business is the projection. So we have to calculate how, for example, this day or after 5 days, what will be the trend. So we have to know the occasions in the place, the fiestas, just like that.
Mm.
That's our
Uh,
challenge in the business.
and you have a center commissary in Bulacan, right?
Yeah, that is a raw materials
Mm.
processing center because Don Benito's is owned by the family. So there are areas that are family owned. For example, the branches in the east areas are owned by my mom. So uh, we are the ones operating it, and the income goes to her. So because she's my mom. So so that's how it goes. So, eh, so we operate that way as a family.
You said your family, and I see from your Facebook and from your IG, you're really very family oriented. How do you
Yeah, yeah.
balance? How do you balance running the business and having the family at the same time, giving
First of all,
importance to both?
first of all, my wife is always with me. So she is the uh, CEO of the CEO. So sometimes when I make a decision, she pulls it back. Oh, stop. That's like that. So that's how we work. And then I take my children with me. I hope I hope for them to learn how to communicate with people. That's the most important part of doing business, to communicate and how to express themselves and how to obey rules, just like that. So I take them with me, especially when we go for a drive. We go to the branches so they can see. That's part of our bonding time. The reward is we go to Jollibee. You know, Jollibee is children's favorite until now. Uh, so someday maybe I will be like Jollibee. So,
Actually, with your
so
320 outlets in the cassava cake business, you are already the Jollibee of the cassava cake
of,
business, yeah?
uh, of the kamote. You know,
How was it?
when we were studying, when I was studying law in San Beda, hi Dean, so binabati ko si Dean, Dean Ulan and Dean Delson. So when we were studying, when your teacher gets angry, you go home and plant kamote. Yeah, that's what they say. So now when they call me, when they see me, I tell them, you see, sir, I cook the kamote for more value. So now I'm planting one. I'm trying to plant the kamote. I cook it first because I have
How,
no background in agriculture.
yeah, yeah,
Now I'm studying agriculture. I'm studying how to plant kamote.
that's good. How did you actually pivot during the pandemic?
Well, first of all, you know this pandemic makes you pray a lot because you don't know really what will happen. So first of all, we really need to pray a lot, and then we assess our advantages. So before we thought of it as a disadvantage, we do not have branches in malls because we cannot afford the rent. Now, because the malls are heavily affected by the pandemic, it seems to us that it's an advantage because it is easier for the delivery and logistic businesses to get the products from us. They do not have to pay parking and anything like that. And because we do not have air conditioning and we only have one employee, we can operate at a lower cost than operating in malls. So, as of the moment, just like any business, we are trying to survive, and so far so good. It's not We are not in the best possible shape, just like before, but we are able to pay our rent. We are able to give benefits to our people. So for the meantime, we appreciate that. Many people are struggling. So as long as we can pay the rent, we have some for our expenses, that's okay with us. So we try to innovate on new products to maximize our shop because we already have many shops. So that's why we innovate new products. That's why we have a Biko Pie and Inutak and the ice cream.
Uh, since you have, as I said, 320 stores, you need a lot of supplies actually, cassava and other
Yeah,
raw
yeah.
materials. Is no the supply chain? You don't have any problems with that one.
No, because we discovered that cassava is one of the most available product in the Philippines. And before when we started in Cebu, cassava plant was very cheap because no one is using that. They use that to feed the animals or as merienda. Cebuanos, they steam the cassava and dip it in sugar. It's okay. It's fine. So we have many sources, and especially in Mindanao, I discovered that one of their best crops there, one of the best cassavas, the quality of cassavas are can be sourced in Mindanao. I just hope I can bring it here in Luzon. But
Hmm.
the best quality of cassava we can find in Mindanao area.
What do you find the most challenging part of running a business?
The people, different orientation. One of the most problematic uh, issues in the company today is to get a vaccine or not to get a vaccine. We have many employees that doesn't want to have a vaccine, that doesn't want to be vaccinated. When I ask them why, because they are studying the vaccine, the effects of the vaccine, and maybe it will be bad for them. So we, sh- we just respect that. But the problem is, what about the people who wants to be vaccinated and has been vaccinated? I have to separate them, especially in the office. So that's the
Correct.
main problem. As for me, I believe in vaccine because I believe that the doctors who studied for 20 years will not put something in their body that will kill them because they studied medicine. So I do not have a medical background. So I believe the doctors. When I have accounting problem, I believe the CPAs. So every profession has their specialities. So my I think my strength is that I'm willing to ask professional. Of course, there are expenses, but it's a lot more cheaper than having uh, than being a disaster because of a mistake.
Correct.
And then I keep on asking my people, you want to have to get vaccinated, we will assist you because sometimes I provide services. So our delivery van, if you are booked for vaccine, we can service you, and we offer incentives. If you get vaccinated, you have 1 day service incentive convertible to cash.
Hmm. That's good.
But still, many people don't want to get vaccinated. It's up to them.
Luckily, with us at RK Franchise Consultancy, all my employees are double vaccinated. Everybody, 100%.
Hmm.
We are we
Yeah.
all we all fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
So that's something positive
It's for
actually.
their safety actually, but
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
you cannot mess with the beliefs of someone
Yeah.
because that's what he believes. So I
Yeah.
just uh, I just make countermeasures to protect the others. So
Correct.
we have
Correct. Correct.
we are producing right now. We are arranging the office to to separate the vaccinated from the unvaccinated because it's your right, but we have an office to protect. So,
Very true.
so
Yeah. Very true.
mm,
You were talking about the third-party deliveries. What do you think of them in general?
yeah, there are a lot. Uh, there are two issues involving them. One is the your products is delivered by a third party without you having to employ. That's an advantage for the business. One problem is that the safety of your products. That's a risk. I think that's a risk if they will deliver your product safely to the customer. So that's are the issues. But as of the moment, uh, the delivery incidents are very what you call this isolated. So it's seldom that we have a customer that complained because of bad service.
Okay. Way back when we met, you hired Aki Franchise Consultancy for
Yeah,
to develop your franchise. What's your
yeah.
present What's your present franchise system actually? What are you doing?
We we use your franchise system for our family. you, see, you see that is an advantage. You see, they told me that you're a lawyer. Why do you have to get a franchise developer? Because I can understand the franchise system, but I still don't know how to make them. Because there are people who studied for a long time how to build franchise system. Uh, my advantage is that being a lawyer, I understand them easily. Uh, so because of that, we were able to apply the things learned with the franchise system of RK to expand.
Thank
Uh,
you.
so so that's part of the formula for expansion because you cannot expand without a system.
Talking of expansion, Carlo, what do you see in the future? How do you want to further expand? You're already now 320 now. What do you think will be 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
Actually, my target is our company's target is to have 1,000 shops. You know, we always I admire many businesses with the same setup as mine. Example, I admire Andox very much. When I see Andox lechong manok, when I see them, I say to myself, wow, someday, I hope I can be like Andox because uh, as I can see, he's innovative and his product line is also expanding with respect to his kind of food. So as for me, we are expanding with our kind of food, nakakanin. So as of now, I'm currently making many things. As you can see, I gain a lot of weight because because I keep on cooking. So I have to taste it, especially the bake shop. So when we produce products in the bake shop, I have to taste it personally. And you know, my food tech advisor told me that when you do taste test, you have to spit it out. But I cannot do that. uh, it's automatic. So when I bite onto something, I cannot spit it out except if it's not good. Oh, so
Yeah,
that's our problem.
I understand you. I understand you there.
Yeah, you see. That's one of our problem. Because I consulted my food consultant and then he told me, Boss, bakit kinakain mo lahat? Ay, hindi ba? Oo, boss, kailangan meron tayong tab. Tapos, pag kumain ka, titikman mo lang, idudura mo din. Ako, ganun pala yun. So, sinusubukan namin, hindi ko kaya. Nagtutuloy-tuloy eh.
All right. Let's watch a video from your 10th anniversary.
Kung saan may Pilipino, may Don Benito. Alam mo, ngayon, pag sinabi mong Don Benito, Pilipino kagad ang lalabas.
2009, we started Don Benito. It's a gift from my mother-in-law and father-in-law. I have a very good in-law.
Lumaki ako sa Blue British, sa Palengke. Ang father and mother ko, sidebook din. So, yung kakanin nasa karito. Okay, so yung karito na yun, masarap, pero hindi siya presentable.
Perfectionist ako eh. Gusto ko maayos yung execute, gusto ko maganda yung box, gusto ko paano yung sistema niyan, lahat yung mga detalye na yan, talagang chinecheck ko mabuti.
A God-centered company creating Filipino delicacies to be enjoyed worldwide. Yan ang pinaka-summary ng mission vision namin sa Don Benito. So parati doon nakalay lahat ng products namin, how we treat our employees, and sasamantalin ko na yung pagkakataon na ito. Na kung wala yung mga tao na, wala. Hindi kami uulan kung wala sila.
I'm really grateful to God for everything. He gave me a good staff, a good family, a great husband.
Kung mahal mo yung empleyado mo, most probably mamahalin niya rin yung empleyado.
Masasabi ko po na malaking naitulong na sa akin. Kasi yung kapatid ko na pag-aaral ko, napagpasok ko ng college. Ngayon, yung anak-anak ko naman yung pinag-aaral.
Ako po magpa 5 years na sa September. Tapos pumasok po ako dito, bata pa ako. So yung mga napag-aralan ko na hindi ko naman gano'n talagang natutunan dun sa pinag-aralan ko, baka hindi ko nahasa, dito nahasa ako. Tapos dito nakakatulong ako sa pamilya ko, sa magulang ko.
Si Don Benitos, malaking tulong. Una, kung hindi dahil sa kanya, hindi ako nakapagpatay ng sarili kong bahay. Kung hindi dahil sa kanya, wala ako nasan ako ngayon.
I-check na po ako sa Don Benito. Tinuruan po ako nila na mag-ipon. Hindi nila kami tinuring na isang empleyado lang na ibang tao.
We treat our employees as our customers. Yung mga tao namin, ang advocacy namin is bigyan ng trabaho yung mga high school graduate na hindi makalaban sa formal company. Kaya lahat halos ng tao na high school graduate. And we train them. Sinatsaga namin siya. And sinasabi namin, yung ginagawa ng graduate, kaya mo rin gawin. Baka kulang ka lang ng confidence.
Benito is not just a company. We're also giving back to the community.
Projection namin is, in 10 years, first, we want to be known as the Filipino brand for Filipino delicacies.
March 10, we open our first branch, Mindanao Avenue.
Cassava cake, Filipino yan. Ganyan. Pag sinabi mong pichi-pichi, Filipino food yan.
Carlo is really a visionary. We're aiming go global.
Ang mga produkto ng Don Benito ay tunay na panglasang Pilipino.
Saan may Pilipino, may Don Benito. And now presenting
Lanta Ibarra.
Kasama mo sa pag-ahon, samahang di magbabago. Ng Pilipino may Don Benito, nasaan man ngayon, nasaan man ngayon, nasaan man ngayon.
see?
All right, excellent video about
I give
your.
you a trivia. I
Huh?
give you a trivia. I was the one. I was one of the one. I one of the person who composed that song.
I believe that.
Yeah, and I was the one who drummed that in the recording.
Good.
Yeah, it's really with a personal touch, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like
And I
dramas.
made that. Yeah, I made that. I made we made that. We made that theme song on the 8th year of Don Benito.
Good.
Yeah, I told my friends we're gonna launch this song on the 10th year. So that's why my friends were happy when we were recording it. You're right. We're launching it on the 10th year.
Cool. All right. Okay, Tony Carlo, before we end our session for today, let's do some announcement. I have to share my
Yeah.
screen also for this one. So today we had Attorney Karlo Cruz as guest from Don Benito Filipino Delicacies. In case you're interested to get a copy of my book all about franchising, it's available for free as a PDF format. We can send it to you by email. Just request it and we will send it to you. Like Don Benito's and 800 other companies, all of them were developed by Atty Franchise Consultancy. So if you have a company and you need and you want to expand through franchising, please get in touch with us. We do everything what is needed to make you a franchisor. So from structuring the franchise, the operations manual, marketing materials, the contracts, franchise disclosure, website manuals, everything is part and parcel of our development work. Also, if you have a distribution company, we do have a sister company of our case, GoFront. And with GoFront, we are doing the same services what we do for franchising with RK at GoFund for distributionship companies. So the structure of the distributorship, marketing flyers, contracts, manuals, and territory mapping. And of course, as a franchisor, you're automatically a member of the Filipino International Franchise Association with all its benefits. We also have a magazine called Franchising PH. So this September issue, we are featuring several chicken franchises. You can read the magazine for free. It's online at franchising.ph. And you can also read previous issues since we launched franchising.ph magazine 11 years ago. So this is the cover page of this month in September 2021. We also have four expos again. Cebu, Mindanao, Iloilo, and Palawan. So if any franchisors listening to us, they can join us there. Our first one will be from October 1 to 15 in the Cebu Franchise Expo, virtual edition this time, of course, at www.cebufranchise.com. Our target markets there are people who are interested in a franchise from Central Visayas and Eastern Visayas. If you want to learn more about franchising, or if you want to view the previous franchise hours, please visit us at our YouTube channel, RK Franchise. We have our own channel where all the videos from the previous expos, from last year's expos, and also from all franchise hours are stored there. And next week, we are welcoming Milk Tea Pioneers, Miss Joyce Kuyu, and Miss May Joy Olivares. The former owns True Blends, and the second owns Self Tea. So they will be our guests next Thursday in the franchise hour. And for today, I would like to thank my guest, Attorney
Thank you.
from Don Benito's And to all my viewers, thank you so much for being with us today. And I see you again next Thursday. Have a good week. Bye bye.